ఇందా పట్టించాను కొంచెం తిన్నావా తాగుకోను ఇప్పుడు తిన్నావు కదా పడుకొని ల్యాప్ పిల్లలంతా
Yeah, Sashibhushan. Yeah, Sashibhushan. Yeah, good evening, all. I request all of you except Sashibhushan and Principal, kindly mute your audio. Kindly mute your audio. First, Sashibhushan will start.
Sir, good evening, all of you, sir.
Yeah.
Myself, Dr. M. Sashibhushan, Department of Management Studies, Ramachandra College of Engineering.
Yep.
Now, welcome to all the participants. Today, the webinar is Evidence on Trends in Services Marketing. Our resource person, Dr. Anand Vedapudi, sir, is Senior Faculty Member, Geetham Hyderabad Business School. Sir, now hand over the section. Hand over session to
Geetham College Doctor
Anand Vedapudi, sir. Sir, please hand over the session, sir.
Yeah. Yeah. Thank you. Good evening to you all. This is Anand. I did my engineering from Andhra University, especially from near to your college, CRD College of Engineering, and did my MBA from Andhra University itself. And then I was with Christ University, Pune, and also National Institute of Tourism and Hospitality Management, Hyderabad, for about 10 years. So presently I'm working for Geetham University. So today my session is focused on services marketing. Okay, I hope all of you are students or faculty members studying in MBA program. First of all, let me thank Dr. Sashibhushan ji, the faculty member, who was my earlier scholar along with me in the Nagarjuna University, and also the principal, Professor Sanjay Garu, and all the team members, the madam who is assisting Sashibhushan sir. So sorry for shifting from Google Meet to this Zoom, because there is some problem in downloading that Google Meet. So that is why I have shifted from Google Meet to Zoom in the last minute. Okay. So let me complete my lecture. I think it's all about 45 minutes. I try to complete by 20 to 25 minutes. Later on, you can pose a question so that queries I can answer. I try to answer your questions, right? I request all of you, kindly mute all of you, please, because I'm getting a lot of disturbance. Kindly mute yourself. Yeah. Okay. So let me start the session. I have divided my session into 3 parts. So first part is regarding the basics of the marketing for about 5 to 10 minutes. Later on, I shift my lecture towards services marketing, what exactly services. And third one is, I took one service sector, that is called tourism sector. So what would be after this COVID, how to maintain this, how to manage this business? This is my overall, lecture. I have divided my lecture. Okay. So if you have any queries, kindly chat. There is a chat box is there. If you're unable to listen my lecture, anything, you can, chat yourself so that I can understand and I can change my, my pattern, my way of teaching, my lecture. Okay. So let me share the screen which I have prepared. One thing is regarding marketing management. Yeah. So it's all about, there are, very briefly I prepared about 2 slides regarding this marketing. Then I move to, services marketing. Then I move to, tourism marketing. Okay. So, as we all know that, marketing is a social process by which individuals and groups obtain what they need and want to creating, offering, and freely exchanging products and services of value with each other. Yes, according to this Philip Kotler definition, marketing means nothing but a creating value, creating, offering, delivering value to the customer. So whatever the business it may be a mobile business or TV business or computers or laptops or any consumer goods, anything. First, we need to identify the need of any consumer. Then what we need to do, we need to provide the value to them. So value in the sense, any company, it may be Tata or Reliance or Apple or name any company, Samsung, they try to provide the value to the customer. For that value, the customers try to, pay price to the value itself. Okay, in course of means, I'll explain you what exactly the value creation, right? Actually, the marketing concept was evolved on 5 basic stages, 5 stages of evolution. One is production concept. What exactly production concept means? Actually, while India got independence, Indians have very few money in few hands. No, people don't have money. They don't have money to purchase the goods or services. There are no hotels, no colleges, very few, maybe 1 or 2 per district or per state, not more than that. And the agriculture also not so lucrative. Very few people used to do agriculture. Even they produce any paddy, any other items, they won't get produce. They won't get that much market price because people don't have money. So at that moment, there was a concept called production concept was evolved. Production concept means produce more, maximum products. It may be steel or TV or any product. You produce maximum products so that the company can offer a product to the customer at a lowest price. So people are attracted towards a product which is having a less price. So that was the 1940s, 50s and 60s. That was the time at which Indians have very less income sources or people having a less income in their hands. So that was a production concept. Then there was a new concept was evolved in the marketing. That concept was a product concept. Product concept means, so now people are having some income sources. Now people are looking for better products. Better products means better features. I tell you, when TV was evolved in this market, TV is having a monochrome TV. That is also portable TV. But after having, people are getting a lot of income in their hands after getting industrialization. People are getting jobs in companies. Salaries are increasing. At that time, people looking towards a better products with a better features. Okay, that's what, LML Freedom. LML Freedom at that time offered 16 colors of the products. So like these, people wants, needs are changing themselves. They want to have a new awareness towards the new products. And next one is selling concept. What is selling concept? Selling concept shows that not only because now the competition was increasing. Earlier, we used to have one company to produce the TV, to produce a computer, or to produce any other products. Now companies are increasing. Banks are providing loans to the entrepreneurs. They try to produce more products. Now what happens? There was a stiff competition among the companies. Then they try to sell the products. So that's what we can say. Selling concept was evolved. That means they are using advertising, they are using personal selling, they are using publicity. So a lot of media has been evolved. So it is not, producing the features of the products. Now they're focused more on selling the product. And fourth one is marketing concept. Marketing concept shows that it is not just you try to manufacture the product and selling the product, but what people say, people are, the environment says that try to identify the needs. First, identify the needs of the consumers. Then you prepare the product. Not just like that. You know the technology. You know the products. You are aware of the foreign market. Then you dump the products. No, try to identify the needs of the customers. Then produce it. And last one is societal marketing concept. No, the present concept is it is not just like customers get satisfaction. A customer should get an image. Get an image. Suppose a person who purchased a bike, Harley Davidson. Why Harley Davidson selling the bikes for 2 lakhs, 3 lakhs? No, they feel, because now people have a lot of money. It is not or you can say BMW car. Why all these things? A customer should get an image. Or that fellow traveling in a BMW car or Porsche car or some other is using Apple products. So that's what I say. The customers are now, the concept of marketing has been shifted from production concept to product concept to selling concept to marketing concept to societal marketing concept. That means that a person should feel that that some X or some Y, they have this unique product. That's what I say regarding this marketing concept. And last part of this first one, that's called what exactly these small concepts. We are studying Philip Kotler, you are listening the lectures, but let me give you some more info regarding the basics of the marketing. Then I'll move to services marketing. Marketer is someone seeking a response and an attention from any other party called prospect. Marketer is a person who looks towards a prospective customers. A person who sells the products, he always looks for the customers. That's what prospective customers. The second one is the needs. We have been studying the needs of the consumers in different stages of a need. A child having different needs, or youth having different needs. Another one is demands. I request, please mute your audio, please. Mute your audio, please. Yeah. Wants. These are the, you can ask me, sir, what is the difference between need and a want? Wants are specific needs. Suppose I want a Kinley water, or I want a Coca-Cola soft drink. So I want a specific need, or I want to have my lunch at Taj Hotel, or Kamath Hotel, or Daspalla Hotel. This is called a want. Specific need is called as a want. So, but as a marketer, we need to identify not only needs of the consumers, wants of the consumers. A consumer who has a purchasing capacity, purchasing power, that is our target market. For any marketer, any businessman, our target is not only for identifying the needs, wants, but people who have the needs, who have the purchasing power, who has the salaries, or who have some bank balances, or who can purchase my flat for my venture. So those people, we need to target them. That's what I say, the demand. And next one is value. As I told you in the beginning of my class, marketing nothing but a creating value, delivering a value. So once a customer feels that he has, I tell you one example, before end of this first phase of my lecture. One day, one of my professor, he was traveling from Hyderabad to Delhi from Deccan Airlines, say, example. He was traveling there. He was attending one conference. While he was traveling, while the air hostess was serving the coffee, that fellow, the coffee, something, it was, the cup. From the cup, it was fall on his, suit. So he told that, "Arey, what is this? I am traveling just for 1 or 2 hours of time from Hyderabad to Delhi. I need to, join for one conference. I need to give you a lecture over there. But my suit was, in a bad condition. What shall I do now?" Then what is this? No, she informed to the captain or some other, assistant. Then he informed to the Delhi. So the flight was landed in Delhi. So this person, who was traveling, attending to the conference, who got, troubled with that coffee on his pant or suit. Then he came down. Then one of the employee of that particular Air Deccan or Deccan Airlines, he said that, sir, can you please come to my lounge? Can you come to lunch? Then this fellow, this professor went to that lounge. By the time the lands, he came out with a same suit, same color, same size. Sir, this is your, new suit. Please wear it and you can go to your conference. Sorry for the trouble, sir. So this is what I say, value creation. So value creation means a customer should get a complete satisfaction. Complete satisfaction. That's what I say. There are two types of customer. One is customer satisfaction, and one is if you offer the product more than a customer satisfaction. Once you enter a hotel or a food, not only you are looking for a food, you look for a something, a better environment or better music, better service from the employees. So this is what I say, a customer more than a customer satisfaction. Next, offering is a combination of products. Any company, it may be Tata or Reliance or any company, they are not only offering a product, they offer a product with a service, and on third one is they offer information. More than that, a Tata company, where they're offering a Tata Indica or Tata any product, it is not only just a product or a service or information, they provide experiences. Tata is more than 60 years or 100 years of world company. So then they better understand the customer needs. So not only a product, but also a service and information. More than that, they are providing experience. So this is about my first phase of my lecture. So let me move to the second phase, that is called services marketing. Let me share another this one. Yeah. So now my second phase of my lecture is towards what is meant by product, what is meant by service. What is the basic difference between a product and a service? This is my, another 5 to 10 minutes. I want to talk about this one. So product is, there's a lot of confusion among the many practitioners and also the students. What is meant by product? What is service? I tell you, product and services are, suppose, insurance company. Insurance company providing lot of, they have a lot of schemes. Each scheme or each, insurance is a one product. So product may not be a, we always feel that product means which we can touch, which is physical one. Service is something intangible, which we cannot touch. But every insurance, they have scheme. All the schemes are all different products. That's what I say. Product is the item offered for a sale. A product can be a service or an item. Product may be an item, physical item, or it may be a service also. So it can be a physical or in a virtual or a cyber form. Every product is made at a cost and each is sold at a price. Suppose now I am giving a lecture on Zoom, online class. So you can call it as a naturally service, but it is also called as a product which I am offering about a marketing subject. So what I say, product is a physical one. So there are 4 major characteristics about to differentiate a product and service, as we all know. So let me give you a brief about these product and service with small examples also. So intangibility. So TV or a laptop or a computer, mobile phone, all these are physical products which I can touch. I feel it. Now my mobile phone is very hot, but it's a soft phone. So which is of black and white color. So I can recognize what exactly this one. So this is a tangibility. Tangibility is a physical one. Intangibility is a characteristics of a service. We know all these things. So let me go to second one. Inseparability. What is this inseparability? Inseparability in the sense, production and services cannot be separated in service, but in production, separable. That means I suppose this is a phone. This phone manufactured in China. Okay, it can be promoted or marketed to any country in this world. That means production and offering the product or selling the product, both can be separated. Both can be separated. But in service industry, I can't separate producing a product, producing a service, offering a service. I can't separate it. There's a basic thing. I tell you one more example. Suppose a bank offers DDs, demand drafts, to many customers. Okay. Suppose they cannot produce 100 DDs or 1000 DDs with 1 lakh rupees and so on, so XYZ name. No, it's not possible. Whenever a customer steps into a bank, then he has to prepare, the banker has to prepare a DD in his name or whatever the name he suggests, and that amount also, maybe 1000 or 1 lakh or 1 crore. So DDs cannot be stored. That's what I say. Production and services cannot be separated in service industry, but in product industry, it can be separated. The second important characteristics. And third one is heterogeneity. I can produce Samsung TVs 1 lakh at a time, 1 lakh at a time, or 2 lakhs at a time. I can produce mobile phones 1 crore at a time. That's what homogeneity. But in service industry, it is a heterogeneity. Heterogeneity means my DDs or checks or some other items in a bank or a hotel, whatever the offer I food, same food I cannot offer to everyone. So that means services are more heterogeneous. They are different from one customer service to another customer service. Suppose I tell you, in a hospital, hospitals, many customers will come to many patients come to a hospital. So each patient have different, his BP may be different, his blood sugars are different, or his lifestyle is different, his food habits are different. Even if all the customers have same fever or some other disease, I can't give same medicine to everyone. So each patient have different services I need to provide. So that's what I say, heterogeneity. That means no homogeneity in service industry. And third one is perishability. Services are more perishable. Perishable means, so they cannot live for a longer period. Suppose I tell you, if same example in the bank, DD, I cannot put it for years together or months together. I need to produce, I need to offer immediately. Perishable. So their time will lapse very short period only. Even suppose in the case of hotel industry. In the hotel industry, the food which I prepare, I need to serve it today or maximum tomorrow. Not tomorrow, even today itself, most of the cases. Okay, this is what I say, perishability. So these are all the major marketing concepts, services, characteristics of a service industry. And let me give you what exactly marketing concepts of service industry. I tell you, examples of service sectors are education institutions like colleges, schools, universities, okay, and health and medical services like hospitals and health centers, and tourism hospitality sectors like hotels, resorts, restaurants, or any Charminar or Golconda, all these tourist spots, and electronic media, online promotion, or it may be a website or a portal, or entertainment channels, or TV channels, on IT companies and BPO companies, and all communication networks. It may be Airtel or BPL, whatever it may be. So all these things comes under a services sector. Okay. Next one is, as we all know, marketing mix of services sector. We talk in the product marketing 4 P's of marketing, but in the case of services sector, we talk about 7 P's of marketing. I'm not going to explain all those 7 because already we are studying the product and price, place, promotion in the product marketing. Let me talk about physical evidence, another 3 P's of services marketing, along with that 4 P's of marketing, because I feel that you all know those 4 P's of marketing. Let me explain briefly with all examples. Physical evidence. I tell you, you take an example of IIT Hyderabad, or it may be ISB, Indian School of Business Hyderabad. So these IIT, we know that is the topmost institute in India. Okay, ISB is the topmost business school in India itself or in the world. We know that most of the faculty members in IIT, or it may be ISB, or most of the students in students who are joining ISB IIT with a lot of international test they conduct, out of which they select 500 students or 1000 students. That means the entry point in the college or ISB and IIT is very difficult. So they have a lot of exercise they conduct a lot of competition, tests, and also they conduct some group discussions and interviews. If they get in intermediate or degree with a 70-80%, those students only can join those ISB. We know the faculty members, the students are very intellectuals. That's true. But even though IIT in Hyderabad, they have wonderful infrastructure. They invested thousands and hundreds crores of rupees of money to develop for IIT. Even ISB also, Indian School of Business, they invested crores of rupees of amount, even in some engineering colleges also, not only ISB, IIT, even some engineering colleges also, they invest a lot of crores of rupees of money for development of infrastructure. Why? What is the reason? Because it is not just like a concept is important, subject is important, faculty is important, but physical evidence. And I tell you one more example. I request you kindly please mute yourself, please. Hello. Yeah. Next one is, it is not only physical evidence, but also processing. Nowadays, in a bank.
Sir.
Hello, tell me.
Sir, group lo ade meer better link.
Yeah, kindly please mute yourself, sir. Please mute yourself. Yeah. Another one is processing. Role of technology in service industry. Yeah, we all know that the banking sector nowadays, they are using wonderful technology. Earlier, we have seen ATMs, automatic teller machines, which cost about 6 lakhs to 8 lakhs rupees just to withdraw money. But nowadays, most of the banks, it may be private banks or government banks or public sector banks or international banks, they're all using online transactions. That means the role of IT in serving the customer or banking transactions. So what I say, processing is most important. Even if you go for a hotel, it's not like that customer, the employee has to come and offer the coffee. You can get into a coffee lending machine. You can put your coin over there. You can get your coffee, or it may be cool drink. That's what I say. The role of technology in service industry is very high. You can ask me, sir, what is the need of a technology in banks or in a hotel or anything to get a coffee, to get a cash? I tell you, if two human beings are meeting together, there is a possibility of lot of difference in their opinions and behaviors. Because of that employee, you may like the bank or you may not like the bank. You won't go there because you feel that the employee is not taking care of you. But if ATM machine is there, it is not a human being. Everyone will go and take the services of ATM machine because you won't get any problem with ATM machine. But if a human being is there, sometimes you may like his ideas, the way he behaves with you or not. That's what I say. Second, that's what I say. Sixth P. Last one is people. In service industry, it may be airlines or hotels or medical universities or colleges or hospitals. Employees should have a sound knowledge, and moreover, they should look better. They should have a respectable uniform. As we all know, while traveling in the flight, how air hostess or how captain who looks, how doctors in a Apollo hospital or care hospital, how they look, or it may be any other hospital. That's the reason why in service industry, people are most important. In addition to product, price, place, promotion, under 3 P's called physical evidence, the ambience, processing, and people. So this is what my second part of my lecture. And last part of my lecture, let me share one more screen with you. Yeah. So this is regarding my last part of my lecture. I took in the service industry regarding how this COVID, how this tourism sector is suffering now. I tell you, the current scenario in this COVID situation, most affected sector is, almost all sectors are affected. I agree with you. It may be media, it may be newspaper. Now newspaper got total losses. Hotel industry got total losses. Airlines, transportation industry, any industry you take, almost all industries are now in a downtrend. Okay. Now let me talk about my subject called tourism sector. Yeah. We are living in an unprecedented time. This time we have not expected because of bad business, bad tourism, bad economy. We have not expected. And second one is tourism and hospitality sector is facing a severe crisis and showing totally negative trends in this lockdown period. So almost all lockdown is getting over. But even then, I tell you, in Hyderabad, or it may be a hotels or retail industry or any other, these tourism sectors, they are totally got losses. Almost many of the hotels, they are closing down. Many of these medium hotels, they are closing down. No, most of the air flights, they don't have business from past 3 to 4 months. Even coming 3 months also, there is no business for them. Even hotels also, no business for coming 3 to 4 months nowadays. So that's what I say. So as we know, this COVID period, the companies, their slogan is survival. There are two slogans are now in the in the business circle: survival and revival. So now these hotels, resorts, and restaurants or airlines, first this 2020 they have to survive their business, and 2021 they have to go for revival of the business. Whatever the business they have last 2019 and 18, they can get it only in 2021 only. This year is a very difficult period for all tourism sector, transportation sector, or hotel sector, or retail sector. Okay. So next one is, so as we all know, because why this tourism sector is severely affected, badly affected. The reason is people are not traveling because everyone is talking about stay home and travel tomorrow. I tell you, this slogan is given by Stay Home and Travel Tomorrow, given by United Nations World Tourism Organization, which is administering entire world tourism. They only gave you one slogan. The slogan called Stay Home, Travel Tomorrow. And another one is, one more important thing is virtuality is reality now. Earlier we feel that online business means I don't like online teaching, online learning. But today, virtuality, online learning is compulsory for everyone. So virtuality is becoming a reality now. And another one is adversity and opportunity. Even now, even in this period also, we may find some opportunities to upgrade yourselves, to improve your knowledge, to improve your skills. This is what I say. This period is a challenging period for every human being, for every professional. And next one is, we are talking about social distance. Because of the social distance itself, I tell you, most of the flights, they are flying from past 1 week or 2 weeks within domestic flights. They're going with a 50% of the customers, not even full also. Another one is, nowadays we are talking about high tech, high touch and no touch and contactless. People are living with a less amount. I tell you, most of the employees, most of the business people, they don't have money in their hands now. Now people don't have money to spend. Okay. So this is what I say. Yeah. So next one is, what are the challenges of this tourism sector? So recovery stage, once this lockdown ends, I tell you, once these trains will start, flights will start, there may be a possibility of survival of this business. And next one is a lot of future to this industry because India is strong in culture. We have a lot of mountains, we have tourist places, our family system is very strong. So that's the reason why tourism and hospital sector have a brighter future in coming years. Scope for reinvent in the industry. Yes, nowadays we need to go for a virtual tours, not only touring by physically. We can have a tours just like we are doing online teaching and online learning. We can have a virtual tours also, and special promotional strategies and prepaid vouchers. Hotels can give some prepaid vouchers. They can come and use their vouchers at any time in coming 6 months or 1 month. That's one more thing. Another one is flexible cancellation policies. Air freights, and I think already you may be watching how the air freights are booking now. They can cancel their tickets even coming 1 month or 2 months, even they book now. They can use it or they can cancel also. That's what we call it as a flexible cancellation policies. And private-public partnership should be strengthened. Once this lockdown is over, there should be more interaction with the public, government, and private sector and confidence building. So virtual become a reality, and moreover, hygiene is most important now. Yes, now this is a time for anyone. You can give me some queries so that I can answer your queries. Please, you can ask me any queries, please. Anyone, if you have any, you can unmute yourself. You can have any doubts, please talk to me. In the service sector, I'm talking about service and tourism, especially in service and tourism. If you have any doubt, please, you can unmute and you can type or you can talk to me. Any doubts? If you can rise, I can clarify your doubts, please. So I spoke 3 parts. One is regarding marketing, value creation, value delivery. And second one is difference between a product and a service and what are the services sector. And third one is I have spoken about tourism sector, tourism and hospitality sector in this COVID period. If you have any doubts, please can you raise your, can you pose your any question, please? Yeah, Professor Dr. Sashibhushan.
Sir.
Yeah, Sashibhushan,
Yes,
please.
sir.
Yeah, you
Yes,
can.
sir.
Yeah, you can talk. You can summarize. You can talk anything.
Sir.
Yeah.
Shiva sir.
Hello.
Shiva sir. Okay, sir. Sir,
Yeah.
session is completed, sir.
Yeah,
Completed?
my session is over.
Yes, sir. Okay, sir. We are going to vote of thanks, sir.
Yeah, please.
Sir. On behalf of MBA department, I extend really hot vote of thanks to participants, sir, who spread time their scheduled grace of workshop. Today we had to opportunity to hear, and this will be surely be going to encourage us in future events, sir. Thanks to our principal, sir, Dr. Dola Sanjay, sir, and our Honorable Secretary, sir, Venugopal, sir. Next, thanks to yourself, sir, Dr. Pudi Anand Garu. Now, thanks to all HODs. Thanks to all. Have a nice day, sir.
Thank you. Thank you all.
Oh dear.
Yeah.